You see, among the first things that lawyers are taught when they enter into law school is that the law is a nurse. You know what? I'm just thinking, if you entered into a banking and finance class, and the first thing your lecturer tells you is that banking is a nurse, would you really, what would you think about banking and finance in Kenya? Well, that's on a light note. The law is really a nurse in Kenya. The reason why I'm talking about this is simple. We've been let down in this country. There are professionals or professions that have basically let the country down. I'll name maybe one or two, or maybe institutions, or maybe categories of people. First, the people who have let people down badly in Kenya are politicians. They've messed us up. Well, if you want to know where they are in parliament, they are in Senate, they are all over the place. They are in county assemblies, they are county governors. Those are the politicians I'm talking about. They've let us down big time, the president included, or presidents included. The second category of people who have let us down and are still letting us down badly are lawyers. And when I'm talking about the legal fraternity, I'm talking about the entire works. I'm talking about lawyers who are practicing, taking their matters to court. I'm talking about court itself in terms of the judiciary, up, down, from the Supreme Court down to the magistrate court. I'm talking about basically prosecutors who go to court because the majority of them are lawyers who prosecute cases. I'm talking about those judges and who make certain decisions that actually let this country down. You see, so the next group of people who have let us down are basically the police, the fraternity, the policemen. You've let us down badly, as in terms of the bribery and corruption, among other, playing cahoots or in teams with lawyers and judges and everything. You made this country worse than it is. I really want to challenge lawyers. Look at bankers, for instance. Bankers have been able to keep your money safely, and there's no politics in banking. You see, when you come to the bank or you go to finance or you look at other disciplines, look at the big companies that are being run in this country. There's discipline and order, But in your fraternity, you really need to weed out these quacks. Some of them, a good percentage, maybe 5%, I'm sorry to say this, but a good percentage are doing a very good job. But the larger percentage that are supposed to actually hold this country together are just messing us up. On a serious note, it reaches a situation where a lawyer's word means nothing, really. You see, the reason why I'm narrowing down on lawyers and politicians is because politicians are quickly realizing that they need to be lawyers, or they need to use lawyers, in parliament. They need to use lawyers in government. They use tongue twist and do all those sorts of things. And lawyers are being misused left, right, and center. The Law Society of Kenya, in as much as I really respect the body, the Law Society of Kenya, and by the way, there are fantastic lawyers in this country. Fantastic, super. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the few lawyers who've joined with politicians and are doing wonders in this country. You hide money that has been irregularly obtained. You hide things that you should, as Kenyans, actually come out and basically refuse. Say no. You've been bought with paper money. You see, so if lawyers made a difference in this country, police would be straight. I can tell you that for sure. In fact, I say that ordinary lawyers, through the Law Society of Kenya, can straighten Supreme Court. You can straighten that place. You see, things can really change if lawyers play their part in this country. That's what I think. And I know for a fact, the key profession that is actually holding this country together is the legal profession, or the legal fraternity. I only wish that the Law Society of Kenya and lawyers would forget about greed, because I see a lot of them on social media, top names, social media. The only thing that they do is basically politics and fuel disputes so that, they could have maybe money or income. You see? So I think that for this country to move on well, we need to have good politicians, good lawyers, good police system or policing system that is independent and just, and good judiciary that is independent, free, and fair. You see, when you talk about the lawyers and us, hot air, and all these kind of things, you discourage a lot of people. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think the legal fraternity is responsible for the mess that we have in this country, along with politicians, police, and the judiciary? What do you think the lawyers should do to redeem their reputation? We know there are good lawyers out there. Let me have your comments. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome to Talk to Africa. My name is George.